Hello everyone, I have schizophrenia. Yes, I'm that one guy who's been ruining cannabis for the rest of you. It all started with what they call first episode psychosis. That's the first episode, so that's like the pilot show. He's acting strange. Then you get the second episode of psychosis. He's moody and withdrawn. And a third episode, he's keeping irregular sleeping habits. And a fourth episode, and pretty much by then, you're streaming God's words illegally, you're binge watching Voices and Delusions, you've bought the Blu-ray box set for the show where people come to take you away in a dog van, and by the season finale, you're sat sedated in the psych ward lounge in the show which is now called Paranoid Schizophrenia. Next season, Bipolar. Yes, it started with smoking weed when I was like 14, 15 years old. Yes, that was underage weeding, I know. Even in California, that's underage weeding, man. Everybody knows that if you fuck with weed when you're young, it can cause psychosis and schizophrenia. Hey, nobody knows that better than me. I got my life-affirming disease most likely because I smoked cannabis too young and I have a genetic disposition. That's disposition, not despacito. Similar, not the same. So my psychiatric consultant doctor in the psych ward, he's around 50, 60 years old, I guess. He asked me, "So Mr. Wilson, you believe that you can talk to God and God responds?" I said, "Yes, that's right. I talk to God and he responds, yeah." And how much cannabis have you been consuming lately? Around 6 blunts a day. What? I said 6 blunts a day. The next day, the psychiatric consultant said to me again, "Now, Mr. Wilson, how much cannabis have you been smoking lately?" I said, "I've told you this already, around 6 blunts a day." He said, "And it says here you believe you have special psychic powers." "Only when I'm stoned." I see. Next day, he asked me the same damn question. "Now, Mr. Wilson, how much cannabis have you been consuming recently?" So I said, "Roughly 6 joints a day. Sometimes I used a bong." He said, "And now you hear voices of gods, angels, prophets, and have special psychic powers." Yep. My diagnosis is that it must have been some really good shit. Pass me your dealer's number. I said, "Sorry, doc. No powers for you. You're just too damn old. You got to start young, man." Young man. I said, "Young man, stop it." Now, a couple of points due to my psychosis and schizophrenia going untreated, I became homeless. But I find it's more authentic if you pronounce it homeless. Now, when you become homeless, you find that you were once full, but now you're homeless. You can see why I started meditating on the streets, chanting Om, Om, Om. That's homeless, not omelette. Similar, not the same. The thing about homelessness for me and my schizophrenic brain is it was indeed a lifestyle choice. See, I thought that I was a reincarnation of the Buddha and he was a homeless preacher, so less of a lifestyle choice, more of a spiritual calling. Being homeless, one thing led to another and I kept getting busted by the law. Specifically the laws that said, don't jump on cars, don't shout at deities while drunk in a graveyard, stop stealing the Jesus statues, and stop being a violent, aggressive maniac. So eventually I wind up in jail for 6 months. Luckily, for most of it, I was still psychotic, so I had a great time. Did you know they let deities and fairies into jail? And they let you draw on the walls. And if you talk to yourself out loud all the time, after a while you can get rid of your cellmate. No more butt rape. Jail's not that bad. Free food, anyone? Oh, come on, jail's not that bad. It's basically a holiday camp for maniacs. It's good fun. I'm serious, I had a whale of a time in there. I made friends, I ate free food, got paid 50p per day just to be there. I walked around in the yard. I did spice so my face melted off. I spasmed around on the floor for a while. I had ongoing conversations with Superman and Neo, who were my 2 spiritual aides to the Buddha. That's AIDS, not HIV. Similar, not the same. So yeah, if you have schizophrenia, jail ain't so bad. Now, it's my belief that cannabis has been legalised in this country already. It's called medical marijuana. True story. In 2018, the British government made medical cannabis legal. I can see we're all nicely medicated in here, hence why you've got the giggles. But seriously, because I've got schizophrenia, I'm disqualified from medical cannabis. It's some rule that says that clinics aren't allowed to treat schizophrenics with the good stuff, THC. And all us psychos are allowed as boring old CBD. But without the traditional plant medicine, I would never have contracted this life-affirming disease that lets me talk to God and flip out at people because God told me to. So I say legalised cannabis is the way forward. Uruguay legalised cannabis in 2013, mainly for the fame of it, I think. What else have they done? Canada, Germany, Luxembourg, Malta legalised cannabis. The UK doesn't know its joint from its elbow. It's not working, man. Damn, they gave me CBD elbows again, man. Anyway, I'm a crypto New Age Hindu with schizophrenia. Now, they say that prayer is talking to God, but when God talks back, it's called schizophrenia. The great thing about Hinduism with schizophrenia is they've got so many gods in Hinduism, it really goes well with my hearing voices thing. They've got Shiva, Brahma, Vishnu, Lakshmi, Durga, Sarasvati, Ganesha, the list goes on. What's that god? Hello there, what's that god? No, I'm asking which god is talking. What's that god? I've got a lot of you to get through. You've been marvellous, ladies and gentlemen. Free the weed. I've been Shiva Wilson. Good night.